All right, we're here with Coach Rob Jones after a win against Ashland, 74-62. Coach, obviously a great win tonight against just a GMAC opponent. Tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, I was really proud of the effort, the energy at which the guys played with. I thought our communication, our activity, all that stuff was really good. Especially in the first half, I thought our change in defense was really good, and I thought our activity. We had a ton of deflections, and we had I think we had 6 steals in the first half, and so it was really good for us. And I thought the guys were feeding off of that.
Aaron Lynn, broadcaster. Coach, you mentioned the zone defense, but something else that stuck out to me that you mentioned briefly, the intensity that your team left the floor with in the first half and then was able to pick up again in the second half. How difficult is that, and how did you feel that your team did with that today?
Yeah, I thought we did a really good job coming out and attacking the second half. We've had some lulls where we've come out and we've been a little bit flat to start the second half. I think teams go through that. Certainly, younger teams go through the ebbs and flow of the season where you're not sure what you're going to get on a given moment. But I thought the guys were really locked in, came out and were assertive and aggressive. And I'll say this: Ashland I thought they really came out aggressive to start the second half. We actually turned the ball over twice in those first couple of possessions, and I didn't think that it rattled us. I thought we were able to kind of get our footing. Held our composure and fought back. So,
Coach Johnny Gaunt, broadcaster, you guys today, I felt like everybody says in a zone defense, the openings are usually those wing threes, and I felt today during your zone defense, those gaps were about shrunk down as much as possible. The space was closed extremely fast. Is that a product of practice? What was the motivation like this week with the guys to produce such an effort?
Yeah, I thought our preparation leading up to it was good, but ultimately what it takes in the moment, it takes an urgency. Like you can't hesitate. You got to be really urgent in everything that you do, and I thought we did a good job of that, especially in the first half. We had some lapses in the second half, but even then, I thought our responses to the nature of when you're playing a zone is sometimes you have a little bit of a breakdown and a guy gets an absolutely wide open shot and he makes it. And that can have a way of like distorting you a little bit. And I thought the guys did a good job of responding and going on to the next possession and trying to make the next one even harder. And again, the more that you can kind of get a deflection or come up with a steal, now that creates a little bit of hesitancy within the offense as well.
Hey, Coach, Evan Martins. As you said, the zone was very, very good tonight, very effective. What was the logic and the mindset coming into the game, and why did you decide that over man?
Yeah, just trying to mix it up. We felt like we had taken some steps maybe in one direction, but we would take a step back in another, and so we've not been able to get our footing on the defensive end, and so we felt like this was the right time, and potentially it wasn't necessarily just based on the opponent, but it matched up well with our opponent. That's not going to be the case every night, and so sometimes you're just searching for an answer. But again, I thought the guys adjusted well to something new, a change, and their urgency to make it work was certainly there tonight.
Thank you for your time, Coach. All right, we are here with Jaylen Davis after a win against Ashland. Just tell me what are your thoughts on just a great win.
Yep. It feels good to win again. I feel like in this game our defense was really connected. I think that was one of the main things that kind of carried us in the game. Offensively, we were connected too, but I think the defense was like the start to our offense. So I think it was very helpful. So.
Yeah, Jaylen, zone defense really worked for you guys. I know there was a lot of turnovers you guys forced, but I think more than that stuck out to me is the deflections that you guys had. Is that something that you guys keep track of, the number of deflections, and how did you feel about the number that you guys created tonight?
Yeah, Coach Chisholm, he keeps track of it kind of. But I think with that, like our communication in the defense was elite. I know like people behind me in the press or whatever in the 2-3. They were very helpful, like talking to me the whole time. So I feel like it was easy for me to kind of know where the ball was. So I think it was easy for me to get a deflection. So good talk.
Johnny Gaunt, broadcast. You weren't matched up on Maceo Williams, but you're playing zone defense. You guys held him in check, I felt like. He's averaging nearly a double-double. What was the game plan coming in, trying to limit the perimeter shooting, but also, his inside presence?
Yeah, I think we know like how good he is as a player. So I think it's it's we put a lot of emphasis on him. But I think also like we're not trying to just focus on one dude. I think it's a team sport. So I think with that, like we're focusing on him, but also focusing on the three ball, like you just said. So I think with our communication, like that helped us kind of not really stop him, but hold him to like whatever his low average was. So it was just great talk in general. So
Thanks, Jaylen.
yep, thank you.
All right, we are here with Ethan Sellars. Same thing, Ethan. Just give me your thoughts on that win.
Yeah, I just think we played in freedom both halves. That's something that we haven't seen in a long time. I think we're a really special group and a good team when we can play in freedom and not think. We all grew up loving this game, so when we can tap into that, it allows us to play at an elite level.
Ethan, Aaron Lynn, broadcasting. Last game you played against Ashland, minus 11 in rebounds. Tonight, much different story. Can you talk about how your team was able to rebound so successfully and what kind of looked like to us like a war trying to get rebounds tonight?
Yeah, the mentality was just being more physical than them. I think that's what showed up last game when we played them at their place. I think we're a good rebounding team, but when we lose that physicality battle, it just doesn't work out for us. So this week going into practice, I mean, there were drills that we did, but honestly, our mentality was just being more physical than them and winning that battle, like you said.
Ethan, you just described as playing in freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what that means to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we have a really good group, and we're really good when we can play in that freedom and not think. And we're not like caged in almost. Not that the coaches have us caged in, but when we start to think about what's the right pass, what's the right thing to do on defense, we kind of force ourselves in like a hole almost. But we're really, really good when we can play in that freedom. And so that's just something that we're trying to talk about moving forward. We know that our identity isn't in basketball, so we already have that different freedom. And so if we can bring that same mentality that we have in faith into the court, that allows us to play at an elite level. So, yeah.
Ethan, as you said, it was a very physical game. You guys got to the free throw line double the amount of times they did. What was the key to that?
Yeah, just being aggressive, not playing back on our heels, winning that physicality battle. And when we punch first and we're that more aggressive team, I think it works out for us. So getting to the free throw line is huge. We got good free throw shooters.
Thanks for your time, Ethan.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.